It's Monday Madness! Man, it's been a ride this week, man. I am telling you. Our friend Billy Grant passed away Friday afternoon. He had a massive tumor in his abdomen. Plus, he had some infection in his body. Yeah, God bless you, Billy. I've been talking with some of his family and his cousin Michael. Wow. I got to try to talk with people, make arrangements for Billy after this show. So, pardon me, but I'm just kind of meh. It's really emotional. But yeah. Man, shut up. I guess I better put that on Do Not Disturb. It'll keep a ringing and a dinging real loud. Anyway. Yeah, so I was... I was on the phone with his cousin Michael when he passed away, and I was right there by Billy's bedside. And it really sucks. He was a good man, really good man. Anyway, so yeah. So I may end up going to Rhode Island, I believe. I'll probably end up going to Rhode Island to his celebration of Bill's life. So anyway, God bless you all, man. Let me check on Rev Radio, see where we're sitting on that stationoid bumper is rolling now. I guess that, and then we have a minute, 8 seconds of the intro from the Rev Radio intro, which is okay. It's utter madness, man. I am telling you. I'm going to unmute over here on, I still got my microphone muted, but anyway. So it's been, quite the emotional run, since last week, and then, so yeah, it's, I'll probably be a little off, in all honesty. I'm going to have to try to kind of get into show mode if I can. Maybe that'll kick in once I start ranting and raving about Donald Trump and duck Donald Trump, duck, run like Forrest. Donald Trump's going to have to learn how to run like Forrest Gump, man. He got some of the people trying to kill him. You ain't coming out of the woodwork. That's right, of course, everybody. That's the big news is another assassination attempt of Donald J. Trump by a rabid liberal. They pretty much can't blame some rightist wingist this time. But we got clips. We got all kind of clips about the Donald Trump shooter guy. So if you're going to watch us, Rev Radio, come on over, to the Rumble. We got YouTube. We got Facebook. And we got locals.com. We got all them rolling and rocking. And, man, it's it's been interesting, I sent my friend a text message. I said, Trump has to learn how to run like Gump, and he didn't hear about it yet, Yeah, this is like a minute or so after it allegedly happened. All right, good morning, yeehaw! Let's kick into this Revolution in the Morning show. Yeah, live from Franklin County, Virginia. I'm your host, Mitchell Bupp. Come on down and join us on revolution.radio, rumble.com, youtube.com, facebook.com, and, of course, locals.com. So, yeah, oh, damn, Johnny, you be safe out there. He says superstorms coming across the Midwest. Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Texas. Be aware of where you're going and what the storm clouds are looking like, okay? Of course, as I was prompted on Every Place But Red Radio, now that you've joined us, hey, guess what? Donald Trump was a victim of another assassination attempt. That's right. Well, I got to put some hillbilly in there. So Donald Trump was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Of course, his press secretary. Oh God, what is her name? I can't even remember her name right off. Anyway, she's pregnant as hell. She's getting ready to go have her baby. Since she essentially said I could pop at any time, in an interview just last week. She was saying, we're gonna have a bang up show tonight. There's gonna be some shooting going on. Donald Trump was preparing to do like a monologue, and about all the fake news. Okay, who really just was there for the booze, as evidently. I think the event is going to be rescheduled. Listen, it is going to be rescheduled. The event. So yeah, let me get Let me get the bookmark open here for Monday Madness. Wow. Okay, so where are we at here? Wow, we got damn. Coming all the way down here to the bottom. Yeah, the Democrats are facing an apocalypse, Okay, here's one clip. Here's another clip. I forget which one was the best. There was one that was better than the others, but evidently this guy had taken okay, I guess let's start from the beginning. The Trump assassination dude, okay, Cole Allen, something or another, or something Cole Allen. It's like 3 first names. I mean, it's like duh, no shit. Yeah. Anyway, it's So who is this guy, and where'd he come from, and what's he doing? Well, okay. So the end of the backstory is that this guy, Cole Allen, okay, was as a 31-year-old teacher from Torrance, California. He was a rabid anti-Trumper and targeted Trump and administration officials. He allegedly had a priority list, from, the president on down, anybody in that chain of command, or anybody nearby, or anybody blah, 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 okay? So, yeah. So this guy took a bus, or excuse me, he took a train from California, across the United States to Washington, D.C. Where it's alleged that I think he stayed in the same hotel Trump was in, or the ballroom was in. Anyway, so yeah. The real question is, will this guy become a martyr, the same way they'd had that Luigi guy, okay? But the shooter's archived tweets are now emerging. The manifesto about the Trump administration target kill list, he prioritized highest ranking to lowest, of course. His intent was to target the officials. He donated to Kamala Harris via Act Blue. Everybody knows if you're a Democrat, you're throwing some of your welfare benefits over to the. But he was a teacher benefits, huh? Maybe they were still on welfare too at the price of California. Cole Thomas Allen, 31, Torrance, California. So the incident happened not in the ballroom and stuff where Trump was. And he bum rushed the magnometer, you know, the metal detector that you walk through. Put stuff out of your pockets. Hell, I got to do it when I was going to have to do it when we went to the hospital to see Billy. Anyway, yeah. So, no injuries to Trump or any guests. So this guy tried to run past the security. Okay. He predicted Kamala Harris would win all swing states compared to Trump's to win to Nazi getting elected, and then moved his X account off over to Blue Sky, Democrat platform. He retweeted every mainstream Democrat on this platform, literally about the fascism of Trump and the Nazis and the radicalization of it all. Yeah. So Elon Musk said this imbecile clearly doesn't have the faintest clue what actual Nazis would be like. Okay. Anyway, well, I guess we'll start with the clip. Let me see which clip. That's a crappy clip. Okay. I'm going to dump that other clip. Here's okay. Here's a short clip of the guy actually blasting through security. Looks like I had technical difficulty. In other words, I hit the wrong button. Fuck me. All right. Well, anyway, I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the one I need to share. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I got to redo that. All right. So here's the I don't know how much audio is in this. I really never listened to it with the audio on. But here's outside security at the. Don't want to hit the X again by accident. Shit. I'm sorry, man. Hit that X. Hit that X by accident. I mean, sorry. Anyway, yeah. So here's this guy. Here's the security feed, and pay attention because he come blasting through here. He has I believe he had a shotgun and a pistol. Here he is there. He was out there. Oh, that was him out there standing for a sec. Oh. Did he trip and fall? Did somebody jump on his ass? Was that him? No, sir, let me back this up, see. Did he come like running around that corner? Yeah, he must have been around the corner. He just come running through the whole bunch of them. Wow. There it is, running again. That must have been the guy that got shot. There was an agent that got shot. There is no sound on this clip. But that must have been the agent that got shot in his chest. Well, he went down right as he was... wow. I don't know. I don't don't know. Oh, there it is. I don't see any ghosts. Okay, there's the audio. Finally. Isn't garbled? This garbled. Slow down, I guess.
Shall I post it as soon as he passed on that?
So anyway, yeah, man. So they run that, and then you know, the media is like, well, isn't Washington D.C. You know, you can't open carry in Washington D.C. Hey, these journalists are just like fucking brilliant. I'm going to assassinate the president of the United States. I got to be careful. You know, I better not open carry. I might get extra 5 years for that if I assassinate. I mean, really, what the fuck is wrong with the media today? If somebody's willing to murder the fucking president, isn't it fucking likely that they don't give a fuck if it's a gun-free zone? Oh my God, it's a gun-free zone.
In his possession. Here in the District of Columbia, open carry is not permitted.
Oh my God.
You just said he traveled from California across the country by train.
Oh, the horror of the freedom.
Are you thinking at the federal level of changing security protocols in any way to, for example, match on trains what you are expected to go through when you fly, where you do have to declare a weapon when you cross state lines? How did he travel by train without any challenge and arrive here in the nation's capital?
And look, this isn't about, in my mind, changing the law or making the laws more restrictive around possession of firearms. It appears he purchased these firearms the past couple of years. We don't know how those firearms ended up in his possession in D.C. We can make some assumptions based upon what I just said about how he got to D.C. But I don't think the narrative here is about changing laws or making our laws more restrictive. This is about law enforcement.
It is for Democrats. Remember, Democrats have talked all this fucking shit about how the fascists are in charge, and you have Antifa, you have all this crazy shit. Plus, don't forget, you have Donald Trump literally sucking BB's Netanyahu's testicles, kissing his ass literally in such a bad fashion. It sucks. But that's no reason to attempt to assassinate the president. Just because he's carrying, water for BB. Gosh, and the Zionists. But, the truth is, Democrats want to, they have to cause the violence to get people to have gun control. Okay? It's kind of like the Southern Poverty Lie Center. That's right, the Southern Poverty Lie Center. That that the receipts have come out now, and that at Charlottesville, at the holy fake riot in Charlottesville, and listen, the woman that was killed, her family. The guy that was caught up in all of it, whatever, and was put in that position. Why and how? Because it was a psychological event. It was staged to smear Trump. The Southern Poverty Lie Center funded the Patriot Boys or the Knuckleheads or whatever the fuck they call themselves. They gave money. They gave money to both sides to come there and fight. And then they could smear Donald Trump over some shit. It's, every person that was injured, right now, if I was a lawyer, and I wanted to sue the fucking snot out of some motherfuckers, I would be finding victims of the Charlottesville staged riots, and that I would be starting civil lawsuits against the Southern Poverty Law Center, and maybe even the city and the town of Charlotte, and the police that literally overrode the Virginia State Police plan so they could have their own thing. Yeah. I mean, people are idiots. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry, all over. I guess that's why I don't make such a good politician. You know, I'm willing to call a moron, man. It's nuts. People have lost their fucking gourds. Okay. I'm going to slide back to earlier this weekend where before before Donald Trump was, they tried to, kill Donald Trump again, then everything went out the fucking door, okay? Let's see, you know what might they be trying to cover up or get you? Don't look at that! The U.S., of course, is spying on the Vatican. Deep U.S. intelligence agents are literally plying through the Vatican walls and trying to spy, and are spying on the Vatican itself. Yeah, my idea is, maybe they should have all those Muslims go inside the wall now. Okay. Maybe the Pope doesn't know the reason that the walls around the Vatican City were built were for what? Yeah. As he travels to who the fuck knows where, kissing the fucking feet of everybody he comes across, even. And the only reason they don't lop his fucking retarded head off is because, well, the cameras are rolling. I mean, really. That African king said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Yeah, my sword slipped. Anyway, King Charles is to meet with Mayor Mandami in New York. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking hilarious, okay? How the monarchy and the British government have embraced their own fucking destruction of through Islam. I guess one day when the rapes become too much and all the other fucking shit happens, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be putting up with the fucking shit they have to over in the UK. Here's one for you. A UK court just sentenced an Afghani immigrant. Yeah. Just sentenced him to 2.5 years. And said they won't expel him back to, where he come from. It's a sad thing. I mean, just because you rape, repeatedly rape and whatever, and the judge and the fucking British judge ought to take himself out and tie himself to an anchor of a boat that he's on and just, toss it overboard with himself on it. I mean, to say that, because this guy came from Afghanistan, and in Afghanistan, raping children, raping anybody, is the norm. I mean, sodomizing young boys and girls is no fucking big crime in Afghanistan, okay? Let's get real. Let's understand the fucking the barbarians that you have called or asked to come in the fucking gate. Okay? And they won't deport the guy. Really. I mean, it is crazy. I know this story's right here. Yeah, man, weird. Uh, they must have buried the hell out of it, or it's just a bunch of news that's they're piling out today, I guess. Man, some of these stories I haven't seen. Wow. Um, but it is madness. What we are witnessing today. Okay, it really is. So, oh man, I was looking for this story. I had it right here a few minutes ago. Well, anyway, it's the fucking tragedy, okay? No Western court should be given some fucking sodomizing rapist pedophile fucker from Afghanistan, an illegal immigrant. I don't give a flying fuck. Child rape is not, well, let's just say, is not acceptable here. Just because it's the norm in the shithole where they come from, he shouldn't get the easy ride. So yeah, it's absolutely a fucking bizarre. Okay, really is. This wacko world that we're living in today. Okay. A lot of media is now debating, and did they go too far or whatever, but deceit in journalism is always going too far. Okay, this heavy duty favoritism that we see by the media today is no different than we've seen a while ago. Oh God, here it is. Here it is. I had it all up here on my screen. No wonder I couldn't find it. I didn't bookmark it yet. Anyway, Afghan small boat migrant admitted to ties to the Taliban kidnapped, sexually assaulted a 7-year-old girl inside a taxpayer-funded hotel. A UK court gave him 2.5 years. The direct result of open borders that continue to flood the country, and that young British girls get molested and raped. Okay? Safi crossed the channel illegally in 2021. His own asylum paperwork stated that he had been associated with the Taliban since the age of 10. That application has been rejected, and he is appealing the decision. I like children, and she is a child, he said, adding, I asked her where she was going. She said she was waiting for her mother to go shopping. He then admitted, I kissed her to the face and I kissed her out of the love for children. Back home, all the people do that. That's what he said. Anyway, I could not tell him to go away because I was too scared, she was told the court. He put her hands around me and feels that, anyway, raped her. Convicted of kidnapping and sexual assault. He could be released in as little as 6 months. Yeah, that's right. In as little as 6 months, he could be out here. A vigilante could be, well, let's just say, taking care of business, if that's what history deems, or whatever deems. Man. What they hope to achieve is plopping sets of 100 Afghans into tiny countryside communities where 97% are white, upper and upper middle class English people. It's almost like they want to cause the most culture shock possible, said, yeah. Modernity News. Neil Sears, how labor is secretly moving hundreds of migrants into little villages. And the locals first knew when the Afghans started harassing girls at the school gate. Okay, hey, I guess that's why I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment. Because a dead rapist doesn't rape again. And I mean, there are cases where things are just so horrible, should there even be trials? I guess, and in the name of justice, there should be, but the amount of injustice that we see today is, well, over the top. We haven't seen justice for one victim of Jeffrey Epstein's Mossad, CIA, Evelyn Rothschild pedo network. In fact, everybody should sue Evelyn Rothschild and the Rothschild bankster motherfuckers for what Jeffrey Epstein did. After all, Jeffrey Epstein said he worked for them, and that the Rothschilds called Alan Dershowitz specifically and had asked Alan Dershowitz to asked Alan Dershowitz to defend Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, and Alan Dershowitz said, look, if he'd have told me he worked for these guys, for the Mossad or the Intel services and such, I could have got him off with a phone call. That's all it would have taken. It's national security stuff. I mean, Alan Dershowitz understands that. But right now, Alan Dershowitz is well upset. Let's just say the Alan is kind of pissed, and more pissed. Yep, that's for sure, Dave. Just imagine if he was driving a Bronco. If he drove a Bronco, he might have made it into the ballroom. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, here's Alan Dershowitz. Good old Alan Dershowitz. He like I said, he's fucking pissed.
Against the Democratic Party. They are the most anti-Israel, most anti-Semitic, most pro-terrorist, most anti-American party in modern American history. And Israel is the canary in the mine shaft. And when you turn against Israel and you turn against the Jewish people, you are ultimately turning against America. And I want to see the Republicans control the House, Republicans control the Senate.
I don't necessarily agree. Please. Oh, fucking please, Alan. Give me a fucking break, okay? AIPAC doesn't own fucking America, knucklehead. In fact, as Israel is run by a bunch of fucking Zionist pigs. They're committing genocide across the fucking Middle East. And, they got a bunch of fucking dupes that say, oh my God, it's the Christian Holy Land. Yeah. Man, let me tell you what. The only reason it's holy is because all the bombs and bullets and fucking shit that they've shot holes in over there. That's the only holiness going on in the Middle East. Because none of the motherfuckers have, I must say, grown in a civilized fashion. But then again, when you claim that you've been genocided, and I got a piece of paper that says, I own this piece of land you've lived on for 150 years now, and you have to leave. I'm going to burn all of your olive trees. I'm going to kick you out, kill you, and nobody in the United States would support any bunch of motherfuckers that would literally be stealing land from citizens here.
And I want to see the Republicans control the House, Republicans control the Senate, the Republicans control the presidency. So I have to be honest with myself. I am now a Republican. I never thought I would say that. I've been a Democrat since I was 14 years old. I voted for every Democrat virtually.
Okay, so there you have it. You should know and understand that a Democrat is a Republican at any fucking convenient time in history, as long as they got the power of the bomb behind them.
Now, Republicans maintain control of the government of the United States. I am very much against the Democratic Party. They are the most.
Well, anyway, there it started to replay. I mean, really. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Have they lost their ever-loving fucking minds? I better jank this up a little bit for some reason. Yeah, it's... I'm sorry. What the fuck is wrong with these peoples, huh? I don't know. It must be all of that medulla oblongata shit they talk about in the Water Boy. Yeah, I mean, it's bad when you got to base your news and information concepts on the fucking Water Boy movie. Oh man, oh day. So anyway, U.S. says no plan to renew Iranian oil waivers or Russian oil waivers, which means they're going to put the sanctions back completely on, and will not renew sanctions waivers that enable buyers to take delivery of Iranian or Russian crude oil loaded on tankers at sea. Well, is that like a New World Order thing where you just tell everybody to get whatever they want and on any ocean in any place in the world? Is that like a world conquest? Is that like a one world order where the United States says, well, any place where there's water, we're gonna float our little ships and yeah. So it's sheer crazy, okay? It's idiocracy and stupidity on steroids that we are literally now literally controlling all the water on the planet as if we're the old-time British Empire, and God never trusts us anyway. Why? Because the sun never sets on the American Empire. Pat, I guess what is old is new, and what's new is old. Really, it's a pretty crazy thing, man. Well, anyway, man, just so much news. Saudi Arabia, yeah, Saudi. What's Saudi royal family? I mean, are the Saudi royal family? Now this does appear to be like a Chinese propaganda style type video, but directly pointed at the Saudi royal family, and it's historical facts are historical facts. People love to choose their own shit, but man, I am telling you, what the fuck is wrong with people when they don't even know? If they knew, then they would know.
That the Saudi royal family are crypto Jews.
I'm
not sure if you've come across this theory.
I haven't.
So 2003, the Americans went to Baghdad and they took control of the government and they had access to all of the intelligence files of Saddam Hussein. And Saddam Hussein and his people were absolutely convinced that the Saudi royal family are crypto Jews. Okay, so let me explain what I mean by that. So the House of Saud came to power because of their alliance with the Wahhabi religious movement. And both are creation of the British Empire in order to destabilize the Ottoman Empire. And at this time in history, this was like the 19th century, early 20th century, the British were working very closely with people called the Dongmei in the Ottoman Empire. The Dongmei are crypto Jews. These are followers of Sabbai Zevi, who declared himself the Jewish Messiah in 1666. And on the surface, they believe in Islam, but at home, secretly, they still practice their Jewish faith. And these are called the Dongmei.
Well, the Dongmeis, yes, dummies and more dummies, and so many levels of history layered on top of each other, and so many levels of deception. That's what we have, in this world. We just have so many layers of lies and deception. Excuse me. I'm trying to get ready. We're going to launch this other website. Called the Agent Smith Files. Because remember, psychologically, they have you in a box. They have you programmed, and understanding how and why and what and how you can defend against it. Now we may make some alternative names, just because that many people don't recognize that Matrix movie context there. But yeah, what else we got going on here? Let's see. What's just fresh out off the pipe? Iran offers new proposal to reopen the strait. Trump is open to sealing the deal via a telephone. Iran's oil infrastructure will explode if the U.S. blockade forces a production shutdown. There is literally the way Iran has set up its oil infrastructure. If there is a stoppage, what's coming, there is no checks, and they can't shut it down from pumping. I don't know why. It's pretty dumb, stupid, but they have to literally keep pumping oil on the tankers. So yeah, it's a wow. It's a lot of shit going down. So the U.S. isn't negotiating. I mean, anybody that thinks that the U.S. is literally negotiating with the Iranians is, I mean, it's not a negotiation. The U.S. commands and demands, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts. And Trump says we hold all the cards. We don't give a fuck even if we do negotiate. So, yeah. Of course, they got the USS George Washington, I think it is, had just arrived. So they have 3 carrier groups within striking distance of Iran. It's just more stupid on stupid. It is a command and demand. Israel is Bobstrom's deep into Lebanon for the first time of a 3-week ceasefire. Gee, really? The Lebanese president blames Hezbollah for dragging the nation into war and to serve foreign interests. Oh, come the fuck on. Look, Greater Israel is going to need all the water from Lebanon, okay? They're moving north to seize water, rivers, and whatever they can. So Israel can build pipelines and pump the water fucking dry from there and pump it down to support Israel Premier or whatever. Okay? That's what's happening. They don't. The biggest thing that's stopping Israel from expanding further is water resources. They're going into Lebanon to steal the fucking water resources. It's not Hezbollah. And besides, at this point, who would fucking blame Hezbollah for standing and resisting, this Zionism? Okay, I mean, I'm just saying, in all honesty, China abruptly blocks Meta's $2 billion takeover deal of Manus AI. Manus AI, a Chinese version, says nope, prohibited foreign investments. So, yeah. Battered budget airlines ask the White House for a $2.5 billion lifeline. Frontier and Spirit and, of course, Avion have asked the White House for these, for money. Seems that everybody is asking everybody for money because, well, the price of fuel is too damn high. That's right. Why? Because Donald Trump is over there sucking Bibi Netanyahu's thumb. You know, it's a fucking nutso, man. You know, how Donald Trump has capitulated to Israel. It's a sad state of affairs. Yeah. Poly market is kind of split, I guess. It's right now it's setting at 53% chance that the U.S. takes a stake in the Spirit Airlines by May 31st. There's a 14% chance on the Poly market that Spirit Airlines will shut down and liquidate by May 31st. I think the safe bet is, that the government will step in because there is 14,000 jobs at there. However, we have to understand that the price is too damn high, and that all of the airlines are going to be trimming routes, and they're going to be shutting down some services. I think everybody has to know and understand that. And we cannot literally have every company and every big major company that if you get big enough, the federal government will come in and save your fucking ass. That, corporations must die. Okay? They can't just continually get bailed out. I was going to say billed out, but bailed out by the government. It is that bizarre. And why this belief is that we have to do this is simple. Because the real economy that is not attached to the federal government is in fucking depression. It has been in depression mode for more than 10 years. Even all of the COVID scamodemic shit couldn't make it. Oh, I forgot to mention. If you got one of those COVID loans and you haven't been making your payments, and you haven't gotten it forgiven because a lot of those were loans. They weren't grants, but they could be turned into grants. Many people have not turned them into the grants. The Department of Justice just got referrals from the Small Business Administration for 65,000 of these loans that have essentially, gone bad. I'm just saying. It is crazy. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. That now we're going to go after, all of these people that had these loans. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I made a mistake. Pardon my language. Okay. I found the article. I was being super generous, okay? U.S. Small Business Administration announced a sweeping enforcement action targeting suspected pandemic era loan fraud. More than 562,000 borrowers tied to $22.2 billion in delinquent loans were sent to the U.S. Department of Treasury for collection. According to the Small Business Administration, the move marks the largest referral package in the agency's history and signals a major escalation in federal efforts to recover funds distributed through the COVID-19 relief plans. The loans in question stem from the Paycheck Protection Program and the COVID Economic Injury Disaster Loan Initiatives, which were designed to support small businesses during the scamodemic. According to the SBA, these loans were had already been flagged for potential fraud in prior years, but were not previously sent for collection or investigation. So what they said during Biden years, they kept this stuff off the books and they didn't send the referral along. I mean, I have to ask. The SBA has transmitted borrowers to the DOJ, and today's referral, Treasury will begin collecting outstanding debt as part of the Trump administration's commitment to recouping stolen pandemic-era funds. So listen, if you have a bank account that's attached to one of these loans, of these 560,000 borrowers, guess what? They're going to reach in there and they're going to fucking take it. Now, they may lock it down before you can spend it or move it, in all honesty. But, yeah. It's a lot of fraud. A lot of shit went down. The agency has suspended nearly 112,000 borrowers in California and Minnesota suspected of obtaining fraudulent loans. Wow. Oh, man. So, yeah. 100,000 borrowers amid suspected fraud in California. Damn. So, those borrowers received $8.6 billion, 118,489 loans. 118,000 loans. Man, these people were throwing money out the door. They just, if you just lied through your teeth, they'd give it to you. The SBA previously said at least 2.5 million of PPP and EIDL funds were linked to a Somali-connected fraud scheme in Minneapolis, underscoring how organized networks exploited gaps in oversight as billions of dollars were rushed out the door for the public health emergency. As we did in Minnesota, we're actively working with federal law enforcement to identify the criminals who defrauded American taxpayers. Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? But we know that was billions stolen. Now, there's going to be a lot that I don't think they'll ever find. They'll ever figure it out. Even if they have the paperwork, hard to go to a deli that used to be a restaurant, that used to be a convenience store, that used to be a what would you call it, a healthcare center. So, yeah. It's massively, it's so big that if you shut all that fraud down, I mean, here's the other part. As I said, if you shut that fraud down, you're going to cripple those economies, because most of these economies, if it wasn't for federal and state dollars, they wouldn't have any money in the communities, okay? Let's be honest. If it wasn't for welfare, if it wasn't for all these 100 programs, vertical and horizontal marketing style programs to help everybody and their brother from a broken toenail to a homeless person to even somebody that makes $100,000 a year is declared, well, needing government assistance in some places in California. Yeah, imagine that. Make $110,000 a year and you still get, property tax credits and all that because you're poor in the neighborhood. That's just, it's just fucked up. It is it's a sad, sad thing that what we see and what we know is literally going on in these communities today. So, yeah, hopefully, I better turn that down because I got that cranked up there, don't I? Oh, yeah. I had that music or that volume cranked up there on my output, and it's still at 68, huh? But we got the break coming in a second. And there we go. 34 is better. But I still boosted the other way up. But anyway, man, I am telling you, wow. It's been a rough week. I got lots of stuff to do after this show. But we got one more hour coming up next in the next few minutes. You never know what might pop out my crazy pie hole. Ilhan Omar's the probe expands into her husband's $30 million shady business deals in Kenya, Dubai, and Somalia. Well, imagine that. Hey, if you can't do it onshore, do it offshore. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, the original 2024 disclosure filed showed the two exploding in value of $30 million. Yeah, so then all of a sudden, this year it's like, oh, we made a mistake on our paperwork. It's like between $18,000 and $100,000, not $30 million. God, didn't you love it when these motherfuckers use government math? You use the government math, and there you are. I mean, you go from 30 million to 18,000. I don't know why, but with government math, that sounds about right. Anyway, hey, there's the break on Rev Radio. I may go over here and mute that break, and we'll keep a rapping, and we'll keep a rolling, and we'll keep a pining. Yeah, man, I am telling you. Well, there it is. Stand by for the standby. The Department of Justice. Lots of changes going on there. Yeah, they readopted their little baby executor brother. That's right. The Department of Justice has made it now legal and has readopted executions by firing squad as it strengthens the federal death penalty. The Department of Justice on Friday directed the Bureau of Prisons to... Oops, I'm still talking on that mic. Shit, Mitch. Sorry. I did all that and still talked. I let the mic open. Anyway, Department of Prisons to, get ready to expand death penalty protocols to include phenobarbital injections and firing squad. Ooh. As part of a broader action to strengthen the federal death penalty. Pardon me, but isn't dead? I mean, you can shoot them with all kind of drugs. You can still shoot them. You can hang them. You can electrocute them. But aren't they still dead? I mean, how does that strengthen the federal death penalty? I mean, it's not like they put you in a box for 5 minutes, right? There is no way out, right? Except feet first. I think so. But yeah, today the Department of Justice acted to restore its solemn duty to seek, obtain, and implement lawful capital sentences, clearing the way for the department to carry out executions once death-sentenced inmates have exhausted their appeals. Man. Damn. Yep, that's some shit, isn't it? You know, these steps are critical to deterring the most barbaric crimes, delivering justice for victims, and providing long overdue closure for surviving loved ones, the DOJ memo said. Well, I'm telling you, there's a lot more injustice going on out there than just bringing back, putting a bullet in somebody's chest or a phenobarbital. Wow. Go to the deep sleep, huh? Yeah, that's never good. Crazy as it might seem. Better keep an eye, First I talked over, now I'll just forget it, even though I caught it on time. That's comical, and it's almost comical at the, in all honesty. It really is. But hell, it's okay. The dynamic has shifted. Global automakers now bet heavily on China for global expansion strategies. Yeah. After years of declining sales, many legacy brands are shifting to an in China for global strategy, using local innovation not just to regain domestic customers, but to compete abroad. Companies like Volkswagen and Nissan are leaning heavily on Chinese partners to accelerate development and integrate advanced tech. Listen, the part of the real problem is that in China, they don't have no problem stealing and using everybody's ideas to make the best thing. I'm okay with that. I believe everything should be open sourced. Okay. I believe that the world could make a technological advancement of 25 to 50 years in the matter of 2 or 3 years. If literally all of the patent offices were opened up and we became this open sourced world, okay? And I just have that idea that would be the best way for us to literally move forward, because once the age of robotics wipes out 30 or 40% more of the jobs that we have, you can fucking forget it. There's not going to be enough decent paying jobs for enough people, and therefore you're going to have to change to some type of agrarian, utopian, Star Trekian society with this different mindset of people. Instead of, there's going to be a group of people that just want to party. Maybe the warriors can literally, move themselves into different adventures of exploration. There's always going to be a group of people, but that want to thirst for power. But I just don't think there's much of a place in the future for a lot of that. Welcome back, Reb Radio. Yeah, God bless you. I'm pretty sure you're back. Yep, you're back. Sorry, man. I started talking through the break, and now I was probably about the same time late, man. I am telling you, I am just. It's been that kind of a week for me, but that's okay. Life is. Okay. I won't get too hung up over it a whole lot right now, but yeah. Oh man, there it is. Yep. It's crazy. A societal loss of humanity. Excuse me. Baby, are you okay? Hey, are you okay back down there? Are you okay? You're panting. Anyway, he seemed to be in distress for a second there. I don't know what he was doing. Come here. His nose is nice and cold. But, yeah, AI is doing its job. That's right. AI is creating such a realistic young female influencers that everybody is saying, "Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby," and she says, "Oh honey, I'm Ripley. Play me now. Send me some money." Older men being scammed left and right about with AI generated females online. Okay, in some cases, personalities are entirely artificial. In some, they're carefully engineered, digitized figures that looking to act like a real people. Okay. What is that dog doing? What are you doing? He doesn't act like this, but he might want to go outside too. I have to take a crap. He was trying to chase cats this morning. That's all he loves. He loves cats. Yeah, he kills cats. He used to. He's getting better now, but I don't know how he would be with an outside cat. Anyway, men are evidently, are being sucked away into this world. Okay, there's psychologists and people are saying, oh my God, all of the mentors that could help youth are saying, fuck it, man, look at these hot, sweet babes we can talk to online. And they agree with us on everything. They even laugh at our jokes. Yeah, next thing you know, they're ordering, digital Viagra. Yeah, anyway, it's crazy. Okay, but don't get carried away. Look, there are so many scammers and so many different catfishers of men and women out here that understand that it is that it itself is almost a crime. Okay, so yeah, be aware, I guess, is what I would say to that. All right, don't get catfished. That's a bad thing. Let's see what else we got going on here. White House confirms Trump to address the meme coin gala tonight. That was another thing that's happening over the weekend. Trump's a meme coin thing. Mike Tyson was there and everybody else, and I'm just like, God, all these digital tokens. What's the matter, honey? He's upset with me because I put his bones up. See, look, I had to take these off the floor just minutes before the show, and he has not been happy with me since. Okay, so understand that the dog is making sacrifices. Oh man. Anyway, let's see. Bibi Netanyahu said, I've been treated for early stage prostate cancer for the last 2 years. And I didn't want to say anything during the war, October Flying Monkeys War, okay? Anyway, Bibi Netanyahu is allegedly not going to get a pardon at this time from the Israeli president, who said no. Of course, Bibi Netanyahu is charged with all kinds of crimes, including $100 million a month to Hamas. I mean, really. They must attack on command. And then they got this fucking guy. Man, this guy's a fucking bozo, okay? This is the state of spoiled youth in America, okay? The mother of a New York City thug boy. Yeah, a thug boy. Body slammed a 15-year-old girl because she wouldn't give him her phone number. Okay. Yeah. This is the epitome of fucking retarded assholes that raise dumb motherfuckers. Okay. Yeah. If you're on Rumble or YouTube, you look, this guy, this is what he did after he body slammed her. He stomped her fucking head. Okay. This fucking thug boy shithead. All right. Let's see. Hopefully this will play here. This little clip. He's asking for.
The shit out of you right now, right? Do it. No, you stand right here. No, you stand right here. You stand right here.
Well, no, she got your pussy.
That's what you. Oh, you got pussy.
Boom! He slammed her. And then stomped her heel head.
Yo.
That's a 14-year-old. That's a fucking 14-year-old fucking pussy right there. Okay. Yeah, the girl tried to get away. Said, "Get the fuck away from me, pussy." He followed, grabbed her behind, and yeah. Meanwhile, the mother. The fucking this is I guess this is a low class fucking real fucking piece of work. His mama, I mean his mama's a plain fucking retarded. Okay, here you go. Here's his retarded mama standing up for this fucking thug boy.
Did you say why you stomped on her head?
She's been a bully to him. That's it.
She's been a bully to him.
Yes, from in the classroom of the classes what they have, and some messages what I sent to his phone from her. We learned she's been a bully to him and pushed him down, and he fell.
So then he picks her up because of that and stomps on her head. That justifies that.
No, they were What I learned is like they were friends. They are friends overall in general. But they go to the same school. You understand?
Yeah.
That would show that she's bullying him.
Yeah, we have it. It's online.
Do you know the name?
What do you mean it's online? Online where?
You know her name?
Was he trying to get her phone number? Was he trying to date her?
He has her number. She's on Instagram. She's on WhatsApp sending messages. And frightening him.
So where are the texts
I
that we
love
can
that.
see them?
So anyway, mama turns out to be a real fucking piece of work too. A real piece of work. She described her son as a quiet and humble Christian boy who don't provoke nobody. But if you provoke him, he will lash out. She insisted that the attack was retaliation because she pushed him first, and claimed the pair are friends and text frequently, denying any romantic advance. Listen, this mama a chicken shit motherfucker. I mean, everybody can see. Everybody knows what he fucking did. Okay? It's right there, you know, this head stomp of a defenseless person right there, that's assault with felony battery. As far as I'm concerned. Piece of fucking shit work, man. Way to go, Mom. Way to go, Mom. Congratulations. You raised a piece of fucking shit. Hey, maybe we could get him one of those hats that has, you know, they make you. I saw him in fucking Goodwill one day. I said, cool, man. Look at that. I don't want some fucking stupid shit like that. It was one of those shit hats. I had fucking eyeballs in it, like up here. And it was just a pile of triangle woven dung material, brown material. It was hilarious. I was thinking, oh my fucking God, check that stupid shit out. I didn't buy it. Can you believe that? I didn't buy it. Surprised myself too, I did, but yeah. What else we got going on here? Let's see. The system's a glitch at Fidelity, and one woman lost her savings account, and they say, well, I'm sorry, it's gone. You know, our system had a glitch, and now all your money's gone, and we can't prove it is or isn't. In California governor's race, racial profiling or race baiting. Yeah, that's the real fucking question, isn't it? Jonathan Turley over to jonathanturley.org had his column in the California Post and New York Post on the recent claims made by Democrat candidates that these retarded truck drivers that can't read English, that it is racist to require them to have English proficiency. Yeah. Give me a fucking break. In a recent debate, saw Democratic candidates play the race card over a curious issue. When asked if they supported the move to rescind at least 17,000 commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens, every single Democrat declared the policy racist. The candidates also pledged to support truckers who cannot read or write or speak English. When Sheriff Chad Bianco, Republican candidate, said that being able to read English, particularly English signs, should be mandatory. Porter lectured his Hispanic staff on racism, saying that his support of English proficiency by truckers disqualified him from being governor of California. Ha! And not to be outdone, Democrat candidate Tom Steyer, a billionaire, declared that requiring truck drivers to be able to read English is racial profiling. Yeah, Steyer gave his own campaign $120 million. Boy, that would be nice, wouldn't it? If requiring English proficiency is racial profiling, a wide array of jobs in the United States are products of racism. Airplane pilots, air traffic controllers, U.S. military, astronauts. What about mechanics and baseball umpires? And what if even the European Space Agency has a required English proficiency? By Steyer's standards, Turley says, he may also be the product of a racial profiling system. In order to appear on the ballot, Steyer certified that he is a U.S. citizen. To be a U.S. citizen, you must be proficient in English. Thus, a candidate must certify he is both a citizen and English proficiency. Well, imagine that. Yeah. Steyer, ironically, made much of his money in Farron Capital Management, which profited from owning private prisons. And in the case of the Corrections Corporation of America, runs one of the largest ICE facilities on the ground. Now called Core Civic, the company requires not only U.S. citizenship, but English proficiency. Well, imagine that. Talk about being some kind of a two-facer, you know? I mean, really. So, meanwhile, the New York Times, that's right, the New York Times, the CIA's toilet paper of record. God, Yeah, I mean, I believe everybody should have a, FBI bidet. If you don't use toilet paper, you need an FBI bidet. To make sure you got some water being, put that fire out on your ass. Oh God, bless America, man. Anyway, Jonathan Turley just out today with an article, the moral malaise. That's right. The New York Times explores the case of micro-looting to murder. Is it justified, and how can it be justified, and should we even be doing it? Yes, the literally the left-wing rag people that did this article, fucking nut jobs, man. I mean, really. Turley's article starts off, it's so hard to live ethically in an unethical society. That lament heard this week from the New York Times opinion culture editor, Naja Spiegelman, could well be the Democrat Party's epitaph. Spiegelman was interviewing two left-wing influencers about how everything from shoplifting to murder may be excusable today in the light of unfairness that they perceive or they see in society. Turley says the podcast is a product of the nation's newspaper of record, rebelled for the moral relativism that has taken over the American left. It features the ravings of an anti-Semitic Marxist streamer, Hassan Piker, who calmly explained how murder of a healthcare executive, Brian Thompson, is perfectly understandable. His rationalization came from Marxist revolutionary Friedrich Engels, who had called capitalism social murder. If capitalists are social murderers, then why not kill them? The logic is liberating and lethal for someone on the left who is looking for a license of violence, Turley pointed out. He says, mind you, the same paper who once condemned and effectively banned a U.S. senator for writing an op-ed advocating the use of the military to quell violent protests during the summer of fentanyl George Floyd's riots. The Times even forced out its own opinion editor for having the temerity to publish such an opinion. But glorifying murder, Turley says, suggesting an open hunting season on corporate executives did not appear to shock or repel Spiegelman. After all, we're living in an unethical society. She explained that many felt that the murder of Thompson, the father of two, meant that finally someone can actually do something about health care. Jesus Christ. These people are so fucked in the head, it ain't funny. Those are my words. Yeah. Turley says that even liberal comedians are practicing a literal version of slapstick. Margaret Chow this week declared that we need a feral, bloodthirsty, violent Democrat. Ha! You need it? God, yeah. Hey, you can go in any fucking shithole across the United States and find one real fucking quick. You don't need any more of them. There's a fucking bazillion of them motherfuckers out there. God, I hate opining on his opining. Anyway, Turley did follow up and say, to be fair, Spiegelman did concede that it might seem a bit scary for some to start murdering our way to social justice. She explained that shoplifting can be justifiable because people are stealing from Whole Foods. Not just for the thrill, but out of anger and moral justification. You know, New York writer Gia Tolento contributed to the podcast to the title, The Rich Don't Play by the Rules, so why should I? Hey, rapists rape, why shouldn't you? Drug dealers sell meth and all kinds of destructive fucking drugs to people. Why shouldn't you? Hey, I know. Why shouldn't you take trank? I'd rather see you just bent over being a fucking zombie-fied motherfucker strung out than literally, you know, where you are. But I don't want anybody there. I hate to see this waste of human protoplasm and all of the energy and all of the ideas and all the family. All of the mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters of all of these hardcore dope-dumbed motherfuckers. That's all they have in their brain is zombification, you know, through very hard drugs. Everybody is going to want to experience an inebriated effect here and there, but you take it to a certain point, it's wow. There are such destructive drugs that you're addicted to them. There is no enjoyment. I mean, really, in meth. Been strung out on meth or heroin or something like that. Always happen to, you know, get a high before you go into DTs. Damn, that's some fucked up shit. But anyway, you know, they are literally, you know, they're literally claiming that people now have the right to, you know, what are they going to think they have the right to break into somebody's house? People think because these homeless motherfuckers have a right to steal out in the open, just to steal because they're fucking homeless. And you know, they have thrown away all level of civility to live as a feral people within this society. Remember, there are feral people that passively exist, I think, a lot of places, but there's a lot of people that are predators, and they rape, rob, and steal from all kinds of communities, and they literally, you know, for example, in Roanoke, Virginia, and at Fallon Park Elementary School. There's a homeless encampment, you know, within sight of the school, and you know, I mean, these guys have turned it into a literal dump infested with what? With fucking needles and other kinds of shit. So yeah, these you know, it becomes a problem. I understand that. Freedom is free, but man. What can you do about it? And what should you do about it? And that's some of the questions that we have to ask ourselves. You know, our governments are groomed into decisions. Here in where I live in Franklin County, Virginia, they're trying to do rezoning, and this rezoning is how should I say it? It's been going on secretly for 2 years with the corporation working with the board of supervisors, and the people in the county didn't find out about it until they had it all done, and they rolled it out and they started asking everybody questions. They said it was more modernizing language, but then it went overboard. And, you know, I'm like, well, throw it the hell out then. I don't care if we waste all that money. That just shows how ineffective and how, you know, how even boards of supervisors. I look at it like this, okay? This company, after they had completed all these changes and stuff, they isolated the board members 2 by 2 and went in to talk with company executives about the changes. or supposed changes, or or they didn't offer anything, as far as I know. But this corporation groomed our county board of supervisors into moving forward with all of these different structural changes within our zoning systems here in Franklin County. And what I know is that it's all a setup. It's creeping gentrification of our freedoms. You have to realize, if you're not doing well and somebody calls an ambulance for you, you don't have to go. You can refuse to go, not to go in an ambulance, and as long as you're stable, as long as you can answer some questions straight, they can't hold you. They can't stop you. Even though somebody knows what they know, what they think they know, it doesn't matter. People are free. That's what I was trying to explain. That's what I want to explain to the Board of Supervisors. Okay. People can deny assistance all through the time, all through their lives. We shouldn't have a county board of supervisors literally stripping away the freedoms. I mean, literally limiting the number of chickens you can have per acre. That's and they go and they're reducing things, and they know roosters, so you can't really have your own eggs. And I'm telling you, it's just a raw deal. And if they can't force you into a mental hospital, if they can't force you to go to the hospital, they shouldn't have the power to literally take away your freedoms on your own property. That the zoning laws and the restrictions are not compatible with the freedom and the extent of freedom that we have here in the United States, and that our local boards are supposed to be our local defenders. But they're just like children going to college or going to elementary school. They're like youngsters going to college. They're not going there. They're going there to learn, to do a job, or to work their way through something. And what they don't expect is to be groomed. Children groomed into sexual diversion, whatever, in early in their education in school. You have this craziness in college where, the indoctrination goes into overload. You have people depending on the professionalism of individuals. I would have thought people would have learned from Dr. Fauci. I would have thought people would have learned from the experience of COVID, that so-called professionalism isn't what it used to be. And it's a standard program that is run, institutionalized program. And this is exactly what happened to our Franklin County Board of Supervisors. They were brainwashed by the people that was supposed to help and guide them through this process. I believe they were groomed, and that in the end, and they were literally, they didn't know what to object to because they didn't understand it all. In all honesty, okay? And they didn't understand it all and how it all came together because they don't have enough eyeballs on it to understand the implications of it all. And I just think it's a standard a zoning effort, top down, tier down. I don't want to say Agenda 2030. I don't want to say it's something along those lines. But all I'm trying to say is this standardized zoning and this creeping gentrification of rural areas. It's just fucking stupid. Okay. Hey, in Pennsylvania, there's a town that of 7,000 people. Okay, a town of 7,000 people in Pennsylvania, and they're going to have so many data centers that town of 7,000 people is going to pull as much power as 51 Walmarts. Okay? Just it's showing you how much power these things need to operate. In Utah, there is a ongoing project by I believe the billionaire, what is his name, Kevin O'Leary, big investment guy. They're putting together a data center in Utah that will use more power than the entire state of Utah. Did you hear that? What I'm saying? A hyperscale data center project in Utah expected to generate and consume more power than the entire state of Utah. As it nears final approval, the Box Elder County Commission is scheduled to vote today on the deal, Kevin O'Leary's Mr. Wonderful's deal. The plans to build a massive hyperscale data center project in Box Elder County, which state boosters say will fund modern buildings at Hill Air Force Base while generating all of its own power, cleaning the water it uses so it can be sent to the Great Salt Lake, creating 2,000 high-paying jobs in the rural area. Okay, I mean, this thing is a big. Okay. Yeah. So they got 3 senators. Literally, taking, coming in, saying, oh yeah, this is a good thing. Wow, the project is built on 40,000 acres, where every private landowner has agreed to the use of their land, and an additional 1,200 acres that include a section of the Utah Testing and Training Range from the Department of Defense. I guess this could be another government hyper data center for their total information awareness projects, where they are aware second by second everything that goes on, and continually manufacture dissent, counter dissent, and the counterintelligence political operations that literally shut down the world, shut down any opposition to these clowns in Congress and in the government. Let's see. Sad state of affairs. Microsoft slides after amending the OpenAI partnership, where they will no longer pay a revenue share. It's all about the money. The money and the power is in the data. And the data is king today. That is the war. Now, if there is an electromagnetic pulse, if there is something that happens and we literally fry all of these computer chips, The truth is, people will not know what the fuck to do. And we will not be able to control any pipelines. Even if we can figure out to get the pumps working, even if we can do all this other stuff, remember, all the relays, all the switches, everything has been turned to what? A computerized system. It used to be that we had men that knew how to run all these pumping stations when the power was out. And hey, guess what? Now they're gone. Now nobody knows how to run and operate them well anymore. Axon's Ukraine drone deals signal big U.S. counter UAS push. Yep, there you go. You know, more war and more hell. Meanwhile, Donald Trump says, hold my beer, hold my beer, hold my beer. He says, this month, about 4 years of tensions between Europe and Russia, the Russian Navy executed an operation in the North Atlantic on the doorstep of British waters, using an Akula-class nuclear sub as a decoy. The Russians sent covert spy subs to map underwater structure, including vulnerable internet cables and pipelines. Given the precarious nature of the war in Ukraine, Russian action is being called brazen, you know. Remember, we're not talking about inside a 12-mile limit of British territory. I don't think we're talking about that. I think we're talking about international waters, and they can look and do what they need to do, I guess. Keir Starmer sent one vessel, the HMS Dragon, for air defense, and the ship was then called back in April for maintenance. The military response by the British was called pathetic by many who expected at least a rudimentary naval presence for security. Well, that didn't happen. Now, Europe's hands-off policy on the Hormuz Straits has led to friction with Trump. Argentine President and Trump ally Javier Milei has launched a new effort to claim control of the Falkland Islands. Yeah, I mean, is Trump and this guy, are they going to take the Falklands from the British? That would be fucking hilarious. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. It's crazy. The U.S. has been officially neutral on the Falklands, but leaned in favor of the British control for decades. The British media has recently accused Trump of shifting to the Argentinian side, asserting that he might be plotting to help Milei reacquire the islands. What do you mean? Trump's going to acquire the islands for the USA, isn't he? I mean, I'm just asking. It just seems that that's going to be a pickle in the middle. Okay? Today, the British have one patrol ship in the area, the HMS Medway. Ultimately, Britain's lack of military readiness and their ongoing hostilities toward the Trump administration are going to have created conditions where Argentina may take it back. Wow. That is not going to go well. That's what I see. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? But it is what it is. Let's see what else we got here. The dynamic has shifted. Global automakers. Yeah, I talked about that. Listen, they get all their parts from China. Everything is coming from China. And what do you have to do? You have to, the R&D and everything else is right there. So, yeah, it is, well, crazy. Yeah, California's billionaire tax proposal is a slippery slope lever. That's what they say. Sacramento has shown that will use the door when financial pressure returns. That's right. So they're proposing a 5% tax on anybody who is a billionaire. Okay. Now, exactly how you calculate your wealth also would matter, I guess. But the signal is clear. If you want to keep more of your money, then give it to Gavin Newsom or the state of California. The only thing you can do is leave. All right? That's just the truth that nobody wants to say. All right? There is another strait in this that is seeing a massive amount of tanker traffic and ship traffic. The Strait of Malacca, that essentially runs between Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. It has been it is a clogged and well used, and well, there's no way around it in any rational sense. So they might start charging a toll to use that. Okay, that's that's crazy, but that's their waterway. If it is so narrow that it is that their 10 or 12 mile limits go out and it covers the strait, well, guess what? It's their territorial waters. They should be able to, that's right, collect a toll. I don't like it, but hey, it's what it is. The governor of Maine vetoes a data center moratorium. That's right, citing job creation and economic growth. Regardless, the outlook for the U.S. AI revolution looks increasingly more dim. It's estimated that of all the proposed data centers, that only about 30% will actually be built, not because of capacity, because of local community resistance, and also the amount of tax breaks that people get to make these projects, well, viable. So there you have it. Yeah. Man, national security premium, a plan to counter China with critical miners, could drive up global prices. Well, yeah. If you're going to pay more, guess what? That means everybody is going to charge more to everybody. They're not just going to say, we're going to pay for the suckers. Everybody's got to be a sucker then at that same price. And that's going to be devastating to many economies. Here in Virginia, they passed 140 some tax bills since Spamberger has been elected, and a bunch of Second Amendment restrictions and all this other stuff. I mean, it's a sad, crazy state of affair. That's what we have going down. Ford denies talks with Greeley about bringing the Chinese car tech to the USA. What I would say is every piece of Chinese technology is a Trojan horse. I believe that it's just because of their whole philosophy, of war, that this is what we are seeing. Okay. Study come out said ultra processed foods wreak havoc on your systems. No shit, really? On your attention span in particular. In a nutshell, okay, a study of 2,192 Australian adults found the more eating more ultra-processed foods from drive-in fast food restaurants linked to worse attention spans and independent of overall diet quality. Over 10% increase in ultra-processed food calories, dementia risks ticked upwards on a scale that was measurable. Ultra-processed food intake shows no link to memory, only attention span, which researchers is a warning of a broader cognitive decline. Potato chips, frozen dinners, diet soda don't exactly have a reputation for being brain food, but a new study suggests these foods may be chipping away at something more than your waistline. How about your attention span and your ability to focus? Yeah, that would be crazy. Scientists use a classification system called NOVA, which sorts foods into industrial processing they've undergone rather than by nutritional content. So, I guess it's like a processed food pyramid. Huh. Damn. So dementia risk is elevated. Wow. Junk food is, aptly named junk food. So be aware and try not to, over junk it, I guess is a good way to say it. Let's see. People are asking, where is Tulsi Gabbard? As far as I'm concerned, Tulsi Gabbard's only one of the few people that have actually been doing the work of MAGA, the work of uncovering and attempting to bring forth this conspiracy within government. Whether you want to say it's by Barack Obama, I don't care. It's more apt to be more by John O'Brien, James Clapper, and James Comey. And their gaggle of retards appear to be, let's just say, the bottom of the barrel. Speaking of that, the bottom of the barrel, neo-fascist former Republican what's his name? Bill Kristol. Yeah. The communists without a nation. Fascists without a nation. Yeah, he said, let's get ruthless. Yeah, the words, Jonathan Turley said, nothing new in this age of rage. In the last few weeks, liberal pundits and politicians have called for even more radical and violent actions. Bill Kristol, founder of the Weekly Standard and the current editor-in-chief at The Bulwark, Kristol is a leading conservative figure in the Republican Party. He's not conservative. Good God, he's so far to the right. He's actually doing the Bellamy salute. I mean, really, he's a fucking clowns. Kristol left the Republican Party, so how can he be a leading conservative figure in the party? He left the party. Now he's just an anti-Trumper who says, let's just do it. I'm going to vote Democrat. And we're gonna overthrow the Supreme Court. We're just gonna throw away democracy. We're gonna throw away the constitutional republic because Trump did it. Because Trump made us do it. I mean, it's just plain fucking stupid. Okay, plain stupid. Years ago, Turley says, Harvard professor Michael Klanman laid out a radical agenda to change the system to guarantee Republicans will never win another election. However, he warned that the Supreme Court could strike down everything it just described. Therefore, the court must be packed in advance to allow the changes to occur. Former Obama Attorney General Eric Holder was put packing the Supreme Court front and center. Listen, this is just these are un-American, sorry fucking spoiled socialist Fabian bastards. They're not going to change. They just want to bring Jim Crow back for Whitey. They want to bring Whitey Crow. I mean, really. Democrats endorsing racism. Gee, That's fucking nothing new. They endorse racism against everybody who they pander to now. And then they even say they're too fucking stupid to get an ID to vote. I mean, how insulting. How fucking insulting can these fucking clowns be to the people of America and the people of these United States? Okay, it's just plain stupid. For some reason, the FBI is all paranoid about 15 drones that were stolen, industrial drones that were used to spray fields that can spray liquid. Well, imagine that. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It is absolutely idiotic and crazy. This is the world that we've been dipped into. Imagine getting fined $5,000 for putting up a hummingbird feeder because it can draw bears. That's right. I mean, give me a fucking break, okay? And I believe it's in Tahoe, in Nevada, Utah. Where in the hell is this one at? Yeah, here you go. Colorado. Well, imagine that. We'll go out the door sharing this from Colorado.
For this bill and this. Anyway, this is a good amendment, and this is the reason why it's a good amendment. The bill was brought forth by the Colorado Department of Wildlife, which I think should be illegal in the first place. Why they need a warning? Do you realize that if you put a hummingbird feeder up, you're not going to get a warning, you're going to get a $5,000 fine if that wildlife officer decides so. If you feed your cats and you have that in that cat food, which bears love, you could get a $5,000 fine with this. And that's why, again, that this is a good amendment. Where I live, one of the biggest problems that we have in our landfills is methane. And one of the solutions to have less methane in your landfills, which actually gets a lot of bears, is less food waste, because food waste is what's called something called leachate, and leachate is what creates methane in your landfills.
So listen.
So with this here, what we've been directing our constituents to do where I live is to use the
compost.
Food waste as a...
Listen, they're going to compost. He wants to compost. A $5,000 fine because you compost in Colorado. Fuck you, Colorado. We'll see you tomorrow on Rev Radio. Rev Radio, I banged that out there. $5,000 fucking dollars. Why? Oh, what the
for your gardens, for a compost. Now you could be fined up to $5,000 for that. And then we need to get back to why are the bears coming into town in the first place? Drought has a big influence on that. If their native food is not available in the mountains, then they're going to come to where there is food.
No shit.
The other reason that they're coming to town, because we banned where you could hunt the bears with bait, or that you could hunt the bears with dogs. And when that happened, and I asked the Division of Wildlife, well, how many bears do we have now than when we had before that law was enacted? He couldn't answer, but I can answer it for you, because I see bears where I live every year. Every year we have got bears everywhere. And to be able now to say that we're going to have a bill that you can find one of my constituents $5,000 because they put a hummingbird feeder up that they want to feed the hummingbirds, which bears love hummingbird feeders, the nectar out of them, by the way, is going to hurt my constituents. That's why I think this is a bad
$5,000 fucking dollars because people are stupid. Look, bears are predators. Coyotes are predators. Wolves are predators. They kill your fucking cats. They kill your sheep. They tear your fucking shit up. Hello, people. Hello. Are you just plain fucking stupid? Hey, here's another winner. Another winner going out the door. Here you go, straight from New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey lawmaker just fucking lays it out here.
All that is good. Can you differentiate between the fact that we don't make laws that control the federal government? My God, Louis, you're not a lawyer. I was an English teacher and I comprehend that. My fifth grade middle school English students would understand it. I am coming to you not from a point of ideology, because I know in the minority party we already lost that argument. You guys are way, way out in the ether with that. I'm not even hoping to win the ideology. I'm hoping to win the logical argument to say, why do we keep passing laws?
Why? Because they fucking retarded. Because they're just plain fucking retarded, okay? Liberalism is a fucking mental disease. This social Fabianism and this active Marxist fascist tint to it, literally, they want to fucking control you from diapers to depends. And you know what my answer is? Fuck you. Freedom is risky. Freedom is what we have. Nobody is all going to agree. People are going to die when they shouldn't die. That's freedom. Because they get to choose. And sometimes those are the only choices that we get. Thanks everybody. And we'll see you again. God bless. Good day. And good luck.